What's going on, guys? Alex here, back for a deck profile video for you guys. So recently, I was at YCS London, and of course there have been a lot of decks been played. So there's stuff like Altergeist, obviously FTK, Dangers, which was just boring. But my opinion, Cyber Dragons is just like a sleeper deck that is just really not one to sleep on. It's just a really, really good deck overall. Very good for competitive play, in my opinion. So this is my deck profile for it. So just remember, use this as a guide. Honestly, I still haven't figured out my side deck for it because it is quite awkward. But yeah, this is a heavy go second deck. If you go second, you've pretty much won. You can just OTK your opponent. But yeah, let's go straight into it. So no Cyber Dragon deck is not played with 3 copies of Cyber Dragon. You all know what this guy does. Just basically special summons itself from hand when your opponent controls monsters, and you control fuck all, and then of course you use it for your link monsters and everything.
It used to be limited, didn't it?
A while ago, so
a
long time ago. We played the new guy himself, 3 Hers. This guy is just really, really good. The whole thing with him is if you special summon him back from the graveyard, then he basically turns into a level 5, and then if you get sent to the graveyard, he's pretty much just a search. So it's just really good play overall. And I think the synergy that I might try Linkuriboh in this deck to see how it goes with Linkuriboh, but so far I haven't really tried it, so I just keep it how it is. But I play 3 Cyber Dragon Core. Obviously, you've got stuff like Emergency and Rev System. Of course, you want to be playing this card for the search, because beforehand the only thing you could really search was just Repair Plant, but it wasn't really that good. So yeah, just play 3 core and all of a sudden everything's good. I play the 1 copy of Via. This card's not amazing, but it's just really good with how it synergizes with the deck, because if you have a Cyber Dragon and this card in your hand, you special summon the Cyber Dragon first, and then the special summons itself afterwards, because the Cyber Dragon card's been summoned. So it just makes it really, really good overall. I mean, it's not exactly the best of cards, but it's just really, really good for that one reason. It's basically an instant seeker for no cost. We play 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier. This is basically just for going into Nova and going into Infinity. This card is just really, really good. Also,
it's really, really expensive as well.
It's really pricey. But again, it's a card that just goes really well with hers, because the whole thing with it is you activate, if you open Soldier and hers, you pretty much just discard the hers to summon the Soldier and then trigger its effect to search. So everyone wins really. So you have no reason not to be able to get both cards on the field. So it's just really good. Other monsters, I play the 1 Jizugiru.
Because it's searchable, right? Because
it's searchable, but at the same time, I'm just tempted not to play it at the same time, because it's a good card, but it kind of bricks as well. Especially if you go first, I just side it out straight away, because it's just not enough. But I think it's still a good card just to put in, because if you're playing against something like Sky Strikers or Altergeist, something's been annoying, you can just tribute over it, and then just use go into Chimera Tech Fortress, and it's just really, really good.
And they can't use their spells either, because it puts it in the main zone.
Exactly, it's just a complete pain in the ass. Other cards, to be fair, I just play 4 hand traps in this. I don't really like hand traps as much in this, so I just play 2 copies of Ash, 2 copies of Ghost. Now the only reason why I don't play 6 hand traps is because you just want to go second, so you just want to see your other cards rather than just seeing hand traps. I mean, to be honest, I was just thinking of just playing 3 Ash, but I kind of feel like it's just a bit more protection, because this deck is very aggressive, but at a cost of just not being as defensive. So you just play these cards. Yeah, it's all good. Onto spells. 3 Cyber Emergency. This card's just nuts. This card is absolutely crazy. It just adds all of your Cyber Dragon cards. Adds your Jizukiru as well, because Cyber Emergency can search it, and then if it gets negated, then you can just add it back. It's just crazy. It's just really, really good card overall. I play the Monster Reborn version for Cyber Dragons, which is just Cyber Rev System. This card is absolutely busted, and it's the main reason why I don't play Monster Reborn in this deck, because you just don't need it.
So it's searchable, isn't it?
It's searchable. Yeah, it's a searchable card off of core, but not only that, it's just it just prevents them from being destroyed by card effects. So it's just really good, because you can special summon Seeger back from the graveyard, right? And when you special summon Seeger back, he just can't be destroyed by card effects. So it's just really, really powerful.
And it has a side arrow, so you can still use it.
Exactly, that's the whole thing. So it just makes it really good. So it also just frees up your extra monsters if you've got nothing in there. And then of course play 2 copies of Repair Point. I was thinking of dropping this down to just 1, but the problem with playing 1 is that you can easily fill up your graveyard with tons of Cyber Dragons, so this card just really does help the deck altogether. And then just other ones, other cards, play triple copy of Machine Duplication. This card is broken as fucking this deck, because you basically say you have you normal summon your core just on the field, you can then just like activate Machine Dupe and summon 2 Cyber Dragons, because this name becomes Cyber Dragon on the field.
Yeah.
So it's just absolutely nuts. Very, very broken.
Free Infinity.
It's free Infinity instantly, and you get the search of it as well, which is just really, really good. So there's no reason why you wouldn't play Machine Duplication in this really nice card. I play 1 copy of Power Bond. The reason for this is for Fortress Dragon, because you can easily just like, banish like, fuse for like 4,000 attack points, because Power Bond's activated, the attack's doubled, so it's just crazy. And like, because of everything with Power Bond's effect, you wouldn't actually lose the life points at the end, because its original attack points is 0. Which is what makes it even more nuts. Like, it's crazy, it's crazy. 1 copy of Overload. Was going to bump this up to 2, but I really don't like 2 in this deck, because the only reason why you'd use it for what's the other Chimera Tech card? I can't remember what its name is off the top of my head, because they're all confusing. But because the other one has to be summoned off of Fusion, but really you just use Fortress more, I find.
Is that a Rampage Dragon?
Rampage, yeah. Rampage is good, but it's only good when Seeker's on the field, because Seeker can boost it, and like you can make just multiple attacks. But personally, I just think that just playing this with just 1 of them is fine. I mean, if you're against like a heavy back row deck, then of course you can maybe chuck in another one, but I don't really think that it's necessary. I play double Instant Fusion just for Panzer Dragon. This is very standard. And then other cards, you play the 1 copy of Soul Charge and 2 copies of Call by the Grave. Like, it's just a little bit more protection than Call by the Grave. There's no reason why you wouldn't want to play it.
Did you not play that new Fusion spell?
I've
seen some people playing that.
I'm not really a fan of it. I find that this is just like just the right way to play it, really, because like I haven't so far had any issue with this. Like, I know that new Fusion spell, it's good, but the utility is a bit slow in my opinion.
Yeah.
But then like other cards, I play 2 copies of Cybernetic Overflow. This card's crazy. It doesn't target at all, which is what makes it even more stupid. It's just banish Cyber Dragon and then like just target and then destroy. Not target, just destroy, because it doesn't target altogether, which is just nuts. And because this is a go second deck, of course, triple evenly matched.
Yeah.
If you're forced to go first and you open evenly matched, you pretty much win. So this card's just nuts. I mean, personally, it's like this is probably the reason why Exciton Knight came off the list. Go into the extra deck. I play for Link Monsters 1 Seeger. You don't need to play multiple, because the whole thing with Seeger is the fact that you've got Rev System, and because of Rev System you can constantly just summon it back over and over again, which just makes it really, really good. 1 copy of Borreload. I would play Boar Sword, but it's kind of a bit pricey right now, so I
mean, your deck can OTK quite easily.
Yeah, it can easily OTK, but Boar Sword's just Boar Sword. But if I had Boar Sword, I'd be playing it.
Yeah.
Play 1 copy of Underclock Taker, super rare, obviously. Gotta make sure I look at the I like Underclock Taker. It's kind of just a nice little generic card. But that's all I play for Link. You don't really need like a Deco Talk or anything silly like that. It's just enough. And then play 2 copies of Megafleet. This just instantly breaks extra Link. So it kind of feels like it's a mandatory card to play. It's just so good. And also because it's like you can send Seeger as well, and Seeger can just summon itself back again. It's just a really good card overall. I play 1 copy of Panzer Dragon. This is just for instant fusion target. If you open this and the Cyber Dragon, it's an instant Nova Infinity. And then 1 Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon. This card's actually nuts, but I don't really. You
don't go into that much, but when you do,
you do some crazy shit. But like, I kind of felt like I was going to go into it more often. That's why I was playing 2. But like, I just realised that I never will go into 2.
No, because usually if you summon the first one, you're just going to win there.
Exactly, you just win like that. I mean, personally, I just kind of think that, even just playing the 1 of it is just fine. I mean, if I was playing double Overload Fusion, then maybe bump it, but like, there's not really much of a point. 1 Fortress.
Yeah.
Okay, this card is just crazy. Like, playing against Mech Knights.
Yeah, just random machine decks.
Yeah, it's just like, it just punishes. And this is the reason why I like Jizukuru so much in this, because you, especially you like kaiju your opponent with Jizukuru, and then you fusion summon with the Chimeratech Fortress Dragon using the Jizukuru, so
Yeah.
it's just nuts because they're both machine, and yeah, so you just can get like a huge attack point beast on there. We play two Cyber Dragon Nova. I mean, personally, like the amount of times I wish I had 3 of this is in my extra deck at the time would be crazy. But like again, like 2, I think 2's enough really. But
It's quite standard.
It's solid card, to be honest. It's just like recovering, and then it boosts its attack points as well, which is just nuts. 2 Cups of Infinity. I don't need to say anything about this card. This card's crazy.
Rip Tolomyos, right?
Yeah, it just basically. I mean, to be honest, this card is great against Thunders.
Yeah.
Just brilliant, because the whole thing that Thunders struggle with is just like cards that just like, take them or just send them to the graveyard and not destroy, because they can't trigger their effects.
And like if it's underneath it, then they can't even like banish it from the grave for the fusion spell.
Precisely. So it's just like a lot of it. It's just like, okay, summon Infinity, steal your card. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And I play one Constellar Pallades. This card's just basically like almost like a Castel really, but I mean it bounces back to hand rather than. But it's during either player's turn, which makes it even better. But I play one Constellar Ptolemy 7. People have been quite confused with why I play this, because overall the card is not like during either player's turn, so it's not a quick effect, but what makes it good is that you can target your own cards in your graveyard and add them back to hand. And say if your opponent's got 2 like problematic cards on the field, you can summon Pallades, bounce that card back, summon M7, bounce that card back as well, so it's just 2 cards for the price of 1.
And then you can put like these guys back in the extra deck.
Exactly.
If you want to.
It's nuts. It's just really good. And then I play another generic one, one Volcasaurus.
Yeah.
This is just like a really standard card, like you standard rank 5. That's really it, to be honest.
Do you not play like the thing where you put the Gaia Dragon over the Volcasaurus?
Not really. I mean, personally, I just find that because I'll tell you what, rarely go into this, rarely go into this, rarely go into this. All the Cyber Dragon cards you go into way more than you do everything else, which is why I just like these tend to be there. In fact,
it's just if you draw Soul Charge, I guess.
Yeah, if you draw Soul Charge, then you pretty much win. But I've got into this like once or twice. I've gone into this like twice.
It's mostly the Cyber Dragon cards.
It's all the Cyber Dragon cards. Like, these cards are there because they're there.
In case you need them.
Personally, if like I'm really thinking that even if I was like playing cherries in the deck, then like I could even take out 1 or 2 of these and just put cherry targets in, because you're not really going to be missing out on anything really. And cherries is just nuts as well. Like, I'm thinking of probably just signing that in, but you know, every deck kind of plays that. But this is just it for the deck really. I find that the deck is super solid. It just easily OTKs. You can just get like about 1 billion attack points in. And hey, if you want to be like Zane Truesdale, then why not just play it? It's just tons of fun. I mean, like if you don't have like money to play evenly matched, then you can just put in like some other cards in there. Like you could even put like Kaiju Slumber in there. Like I've seen loads of variants play Kaiju Slumber, but I just find evenly matched is way better, because like the whole thing with evenly matched is that if you are going second potentially, and like you want to side deck in cards, you can just take out the evenly matched.
Yeah.
But like if you're going first, then evenly matched just saves your ass, because the amount of times that you can't, because you don't really make like a super overpowered board. Like you don't extra link, you don't put like a Tri-Gator Wizard down. Your aim is really to go second, OTK.
I mean, if you evenly match them, they still have 1 monster on the field, so you can still summon your Cyber Dragon from hand.
Oh yeah, and like the whole thing that I've seen is just like I've done a evenly match. Right, they had 1 monster on the field, activated, used Jizukuru,
yeah,
and then fused.
Nice.
So it just like completely wipes their board off. Like this card's just nuts. But yeah, that's it for this video really.
Yep.
Use this as a guide anyway, because I still haven't figured out everything yet, what I want to play. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up, leave a comment below, and I'll speak to you guys later. Peace.